Hi, welcome to Nerdz Garage. I'm Suzanne,
I'm Dylan.
where we invent, we play, and we review. And today is another one of our spotlight series on the creative people who play in the garage. We are very lucky to have today Kevin Sherman, who we affectionately call Sherm Dog. Welcome, Kevin. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming and taking the time today. It's your relationship to Nerdz Garage is different than anybody else who plays in the garage. Would you like to tell a story of the way back times and then how we got
Sure.
reacquainted?
So I've actually probably been a member of Nerdz Garage before it was ever invented.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
True story. True story.
Because I went to kindergarten, elementary school with one of the heads of Nerdz Garage, Derek. I've known, and we
The
used to play
husband and the
Dungeons.
father.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the one of them, yeah. So we did Dungeons and Dragons when we were kids. And then life happens and everybody moves on and does their own thing, and it was kind of unique. He came to Vermont while I was back home visiting my folks, and we were talking about, man, we should play again sometime. And he goes, funny you mentioned that. And he talked about playing in Florida, and I said, man, I got to get down there. And then I ended up actually getting down there to play with you guys. You let me in your home, and we played a one shot. That was just a blast from the past and so much fun.
So you guys played. How old were you guys when you guys played D&D together?
Oh, good Lord. I don't even remember anymore. What is that? 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there? Maybe younger. I mean, it was all elementary school.
And had you played since then when you guys met up, was a year and a half ago?
I've caught games. I went into the military right after high school, and so I caught games during the military. You'd be amazed how many soldiers and sailors and airmen play board games and role-playing games out there. So I played BattleTech. I played Dungeons and Dragons throughout the years, and then of course when like I said, when I saw Derek in Vermont, I was like, man, those are good times. And then during COVID, we actually had the conversation about we should do virtual. And then you guys.
That's right. You guys started it.
Yep.
You and Derek. And then we've been around. Well, he's played it for years. I've listened to it for many years. And that's the game that I decided I would try is our Sunday games, which has somebody else from Vermont too. We had Jeff Rowe, right?
Yep. Jeff played. Actually, Derek was he was pretty sneaky. He had two games going at once. He just didn't tell the other group that he was doing it. So he had another group that he played with, and then my group. And so we actually had another buddy of ours from the old group, John Seaman. He played for one game. Jeff is in our Sunday group, like you said, all the time. So yeah, it's quite unique.
And that was, it was a rough year, the year that wasn't, and
putting it lightly.
And one of the actual high points is that we always looked forward to Sundays, and getting used to playing it on Roll20 and doing it all
5e, the new edition.
And Discord and being far away, and it's gotten very simple and easy, and here we are a year later.
God, has it been that long?
Yeah, a little over
a year.
God, it seems like just yesterday. I mean, my Sundays are precious. My whole family knows not to even bug me on Sundays.
I have to say, I do love our game. I never saw myself as a participant, and this group is so good, and I love my character, Tiefling Ranger. But tell us about her best friend. Oh, that is his best friend, Sherm Dog. Tell us all about Sherm Dog.
Well, I thought I'd to do something I'd never done before. I played a Dragonborn barbarian, and but because they are always trying to better themselves, I've done some unique things where his isn't just bettering himself with military tactics and fighting. He's actually creating his own empire back in the town. I mean, he owns buildings and he's starting to do stuff. And so one day everybody's going to turn around and he's going to own like that whole block.
Well, yeah, that's hysterical because you've always been in a battle. Well, Shermdog in a battle will, before we leave, everybody checks pots and stuff. You're like, well, I'll take that. I'll take the skull. I'll take that. I'm like,
Even if it's not magical, you'll just take it all.
I have a feeling you've been planning this for a while, opening up your own. So a shop opened up behind the our inn, Troll Scullery, where we live, and before we knew it, you owned it, and we did it.
Yeah. And that's actually when I came into the Roll20 maps.
Yeah.
Right. That was what we had to do during the year that was to learn how to play it on Roll20 and
how to make maps there.
And Dylan's a DM and didn't have a lot of time to build stuff, and Derek is working, didn't have a lot of time, and you said, hey, I'll give it a try. And it's like you're a savant in it, man.
It's like creative PowerPoint to me. It's the Army, always joke about chairborne rangers and stuff because people have to survive and die by PowerPoint. And, I just got really good at it. And this is just an advanced PowerPoint where you can put objects and stuff. And I absolutely love it. It's kind of like a Zen, those people who take the rake with the stones and sand. I just build maps and
building maps for you. I know you've asked him to build a couple things.
Yeah.
And you built your warehouse. What is your warehouse called again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Adventure Dragon Armory.
The Adventure Dragon Armory. Ta-da! That's right. Ta-da. In the Nerdz Garage, we are doing a radio play, which is set in between the actions in a tavern. And we asked you, we have a young gentleman, Michael, made this idea, and he said, this is what I think the tavern looks like. I gave it to you, and I don't even think it was a half an hour. You had built all 3 levels of the Long Rest Tavern. And he's going to, for each episode, in between the episode that they talk about, is going to be a battle, which we will be asking you, can you build these battles for in between our episodes?
Oh, nice. I can't wait. I like I said, I enjoy doing it. And, I found for the more complicated things, it takes me about an hour to do it. So I don't sleep much anyway. So that works out nice.
So did you I don't think there's a how-to on Roll20.
There's not. You guys were gracious enough to let me have an account and into your account. And I started playing with it. You built me my own little spot. And so I couldn't hurt anything really that way. And I think it took me a couple days to figure out where to find stuff. And then I had a layering issues because apparently there's 3 layers and I didn't realize at first. But now I've got it pretty good. I can do hidden doors, hidden traps, and anything you want now.
I thought it was cool that when we set out our Sunday episode, our Sunday campaign is going out on this long adventure, and we've hit the road, and we all kind of have these little companions with us. And you had already made the ones for your bugbear. And what's his name again? Spike, and Bayora, who's been with us. And then I'm like, oh, you forgot. I have a giant
war goat
named Max. And I'm just like, before I know it, there's Max. He's got a little token on the Roll20. that was pretty fast. I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, the tokens are real easy. Once Dylan showed me what I needed to do for that, man, those are simple. If I can find the image, I can make it.
So easy to make now.
Yeah. And I make half of them during the game, as you saw with your goat. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how many times I've whispered Dylan or Derek and said, it's in Roll20. Just
All right, so you're not only just making maps, you're not only just a good friend for forever. And on the Sunday campaign, Dylan has a campaign on Thursdays and that you're in that one. Dylan, tell us a little bit about that one.
That my campaign is started as a simple one shot, has now turned into
I didn't even know that.
epic adventure that goes above and beyond most normal campaign power scalings.
And who do you play in that one?
Well, I made the biggest mistake you should never make. I decided, since I was playing a barbarian, why wouldn't it be easier to have a barbarian in his campaign? It was originally, like you said, a one shot.
Yeah.
Well, that one shot, I don't know. We must be 6, 7 months, 8.
We're
months into that
around
now.
7, I think, 7 months.
And so now the problem is I confused the two characters. So we actually went one whole night and I was doing my breath weapon and they were allowing it to happen. And then we all realized that, wait, wrong character.
You did it on the Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And then we were
It
like,
was in mine.
oh, and yours.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the Gith barbarian was using the Dragonborn breath weapon, and we didn't notice till like an hour later.
Yeah, it was like an hour in, so I was blowing black at, I'm a black dragonborn, so I have acid, and we were doing acid attack, and then finally somebody went, "Gifts don't have acid."
Oh yeah, that is a piece of advice to give to anyone. Don't play the same class of 2 different subclasses.
Yes.
What's the name of your character on the Thursday?
Aikman, but I had to put in quotes, it's Shermdog, because we're so used to Shermdog on Sundays, so now it's Aikman Shermdog. That way he'll answer to anything.
Yeah. So the Thursday night had it was started as a teaching new people how to play, pretty
teaching
much.
new people.
And so it's a lot of people from Full Sail University.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big age difference between the players and the you've played forever.
A huge age range, because one person is just someone I met from online gaming on Xbox. Then I have a small group from Full Sail, and then I have you and my dad.
So one's in the teens, and then there's the elders. So what's it like playing with the vast variety of age range, and also that some people are very new, and you've played since you were a kid?
Well, I got to tell you, the thing about Dungeons and Dragons, it allows different ages to play the game and have no worries. I've actually learned how to play my characters better because of some of the younger players, and because they've thought of some things I might not have. And I like to think I've gave them some ideas too about how to play, just because we all think differently. Mm-hmm. But that's the beauty of the game. You're not supposed to play it just the way the book says. You play it the way you do. And so and the great thing is, just like Sunday we help each other, Thursday's the same way. Mm-hmm. I joke about Sunday being religious. Well, Thursday's been that way too. It's like nobody touches my Thursday time frame or Sunday time frame.
You remarked on how you learned from some of the other players on Thursday. I've definitely learned from you because I think you bring your military tactics to the game. Like you always say, Odettis, I've got your 6. And I see that when you come in, you're checking corners and you don't want us to clump up. And I've taken that note, and I'm always like, I'm right behind you on your 6. If I see that you're going up that way, I'm going to go and get behind you to make sure that you have somebody on your back. And these are all tactics I never would have thought about if I hadn't been watching how you played Shermdog. And I think, we haven't died yet.
We haven't. We've done some good things. Our Sunday group, we had those conversations a couple times when we didn't have enough players. A lot of us got online on Discord and we started talking about how to better play the group. So we talked about, because everybody was like, why do you always go in first? Because I'm a barbarian. It's like, well, because I have the most hit points. It turns out I don't have the most hit points. We have a cleric who's a dwarf paladin who has way more hit points than me, which really depresses me. But anyways, but I can take the most damage. Once I rage as a barbarian, almost all damage other than magical is half. So I'm designed to take that punishment. So, and that's what most people didn't realize. So we had a great conversation, and I think we helped each other's playing style that way, because they realized that, if I'm finally saying, okay, everybody got to get out, then we might want to get out of
We
that
got to
room
get out.
Oh yeah, I think it was in the dungeons like a month ago. You're like, run.
Yeah.
Like, okay. That's when my character was doing silly things. All right, so I've got a question. You know, the thing that we're going into shortly tonight. You've been taking the rear, and what's the tactics on that?
I wanted to do something different, and with our group, and I know Halibru always wants to, he seems like he's in the middle or in the back, and his character is actually created to do some action as well. And because he has so many hit points, and I also can get up really fast if I need to. So it's like, if I need to, I can just get right to the front. But why not let somebody like Halibru take a little punishment if he wants to. And it gives everybody else a chance to see what it's like to be in front as well.
I think since everybody had that talk, we seem to be playing more. It's taken us a year to, which I don't know, I think is like 2 months in the game. We are acting as a unit now instead of I want to try out my cool stuff or
Then you have Dr. Scott in the corner raising his own army.
Which makes it really fun. I have a silent partnership with Dr. Scott. I don't think most of the other players realize that in the beginning, I gave him a ton of money and we're supposed to be actually having a partnership. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to see what happens there.
Oh, it's going to be good.
All right. So obviously you have these great collectibles behind you.
I do.
Would you like to share about those?
Well, gaming's been a part of me since elementary school. So I played another game, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it, and if I can even say the name on here. So if I can say it, okay, I played World of Warcraft for 14, 15 years. And so, this side, make sure I'm looking because it's backwards for me. And then this is Thrall. They're the main characters inside World of Warcraft. And then I got some Star Wars and Destiny, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I used to play console gaming too, Xbox, so I've got Halo and Assassin's Creed and you name it. I've got a little bit of everything in here, but a whole lot of Army stuff, So.
We love the Halo poster.
Yes.
This one, his first machine and game was Halo. And he's even cosplayed at it. We made it out of, what was that?
EVA foam.
Yeah. Halo is big in our house. They had a convention, the first convention the year before, the year that wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't had one since. It was called Halo Discovery, where you walked in and they had the, what's the car called?
The Warthog.
The Warthog.
Oh.
Yeah, you go in and it's like a simulation where they're talking you through how all the Covenant happened, and
it's like a museum from in the universe.
Yeah.
So they have models of all the weapons, a model of Guilty Spark.
That's pretty cool.
Miniatures of the Halo, and it's like a UNSC museum.
It would just make me want it.
I know.
And then they had a laser tag, red versus blue.
It was a big team battle.
Big team battle, which was awesome.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll probably come out again. I mean, it was a hard start for them because they had a great open, but then the year there wasn't.
Yep.
But I'd love to go.
I want to go again.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, it sounds like it'd be a blast.
And there was an entire half of the large auditorium room was just LAN parties. It was all set up with Halos. Every Halo, every game.
Oh my goodness! All the little in the darkness, all the little glow from all the computers.
And it was they were just putting Halo Reach on PC, so they had the first ever playable builds of Reach on PC there.
Oh wow!
Have you ever played the what is it, World of Warcraft?
I have not gotten into World of Warcraft, but I know a lot about it.
Wow, right?
We went through one night showing. I showed everybody the characters one night. They thought that was kind of neat.
It was. I remember I had the choice between two, RuneScape and WoW, and I went RuneScape.
Yeah. So
no choice is really bad.
Yeah, no, they're all amazing.
It's what Nerdz Garage is. If you have a passion for something, we want to hear about it. And so, do you still do the collectibles, collect statues?
I do. I don't do it as often. I have not been in a comic book store. I'm so jealous every time I hear about you guys went to the comic book store.
We just found one
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah. It was
Right now we just moved into this house, so no more money going out for the little
yeah.
fun things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good thing D&D is free.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. My wife doesn't know that Amazon ships dice to me all the time. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Dice.
I know. Well, the Nerdz Garage just moved 3 months ago, and we were moving furniture today, and Derek opened up a drawer, and in the back of it was dice. I'm like, oh, those are my special dice that I put in a special drawer so they wouldn't get lost in the move. No wonder I've had such bad luck with I have so many dice
you have
in
cursed dice.
my dice deal. Yeah, it's been bad.
The past 3 weeks we've been sitting next to each other, and I don't know why I just don't bring my dice downstairs, so I use yours, and I never roll above a 10.
Yeah, so now tonight I've got my good dice.
And I'm bringing all my dice downstairs.
Well, we're so pleased to have you back with us weekly and playing in both games, and for you just offering up and running with making all the maps. It has really added a lot to our games, and I will be throwing them into this interview so people can see some of the stuff
maps
you've made. Yeah, they're amazing.
Well, I'm lucky with Roll20. I mean, I guess it's cheating. I don't know. There's a couple times that people put full maps on there and you just stretch them out to meet.
Yeah.
So I grabbed some of those just in case we need something, because they have some that are pretty cool. An island in the middle of nowhere or
Yeah.
or something. So why not use it if somebody's made it?
Well, what you do is great, and we're so lucky to have you. And maybe someday we'll do a little book of coffee table book of all of Kevin's maps.
So good. I love the 12 Moon Sun Tavern. That was perfect.
That was fun.
That is basically a hub world for the Thursday campaign. So we're there a lot.
I like Tada. I like your warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait till you see the next one when we get back from this adventure we're on right now.
Awesome. Hopefully we all make it out alive. Knock wood.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
If I have anything to say about it, we'll all get home.
And, we'll see you in a few minutes
Yeah.
online. But thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And we love sharing the creative people at the garage to our fans out there. And if anybody has any questions or ideas for maps, put it below us. I'm sure Kevin will make it. I dare you. Make it a hard one.
Oh, just wait.
Well, give me more information than he did for the tavern, the Lost Tavern there. My God, all I got was, I'd like it 30 by 40 and maybe a table. I don't know. You figure it out. What's that?
It was a glimmer of an idea that's growing. By the end of summer, there'll be a full-fledged show coming out there. All right, Kevin Sherman, our Sherm dog, or if I say Shermy, everybody giggles. Our Shermy.
Achman, Sherm Dog, Kevin.
I'll answer to most anything.
We adore you, and thank you for everything.
Well, thank you for letting me play. Thank you for inviting me onto this. And for all those who watch this, the DMs always need help, and that's really why I did this. If I can help support the game, that means they get more time to make my game better.
Oh, yeah.
So true. Well said. Well, we'll end it on that beautiful note. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you.
And if you like what we do, tell us below. Like and share.
Subscribe.
And I'm Suzanne from Nerdz Garage.
I'm Dylan.
That was Kevin. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.